As parents, we all want to help our children to grow academically, but it can be very hard to be both teacher and parent at the same time. I'm Xan Barth, the teacher in your corner. I'd like to share with you some ways that you can help your child to grow their reading skills by doing the things that you like to do together every day. Embedding targeted practice into your routine can help you to make the most of your quality time together. Lexi's day might be ending, but the learning is just beginning. We're getting ready for bedtime stories, and we've chosen 3. When we're ready to start reading, I will let Lexi choose which of our 3 books goes first. The more decision-making power she has, the more engaged she is, the more fun she'll have. First, a story, or it could be an informational text. Tonight we're going with a story. And this is a book that I will read aloud to her, and it should have really interesting pictures that we can engage with and really rich text that we can talk about and try to ask some good questions about. We really like this book because it's got some repetitive text within it, so she can join in on some parts. And it also lends itself to doing some silly voices that are a lot of fun for her to listen to. The second book should be a simple patterned reader. This is the book that she's going to help me read. What's great about this is that I can have her help me hold the book, help me point to the words. So we're working with that one-to-one correspondence. She's learning that words go from left to right. And she's using the picture cues to figure out what the changing word is as she picks up on the pattern. Finally, we'll have a book that's chosen by her to read. Now, I'll give her a choice of several. They'll all be right side up. And this might be an old favorite. It might be a favorite character. It might be something that she's wanting to learn more about that we got a book about at the library. Just a book that's going to be really fun for her to engage in. In our first read aloud, we're going to really look closely at the pictures as we read. I'll be asking her a lot of questions. And if there are misunderstandings, it's okay. We don't say, nope, that's wrong. We don't make it a task like a test. We just go back and help her use the pictures as a cue to answer the question correctly. We just model the right way to think about it. Teachers would call it a think aloud. Who's chasing her now? She's going to see an artist, but look up here. She's being chased by the old woman and the old man and the farmers and the pig. Who are we going to see on this page?
The cow.
What do you think that cow wants?
The gingerbread girl.
Yeah, why does she want the gingerbread girl?
Because she's hungry.
She's hungry and she thinks she's going to do what?
Eat it.
She thinks she's going to eat it. Acknowledging errors as you read is actually a useful skill you can teach in the moment. I'm going to read that again. Farther down the road, a pig came into view. When you finish the book, ask your child to help you retell the story using the pictures as cues and using the verbiage in the beginning, in the middle, and at the end. Getting them familiar with that language will help them when they are in school and actually having to use those words to answer questions to demonstrate comprehension of the text. What happened at the end of the story?
Here. And the people was all here.
The people were all there. What were they doing?
They were cooking.
They were cooking and having snacks together, weren't they?
Yeah.
That's fun.
Snacks.
Did you like that book? Thumbs up? Awesome. If your child chose a nonfiction book, that's great because we really do want to mix it up and have children exposed to not just literature, but informational text. Then you want to ask them when they finish what this book was mostly about, and maybe to tell you 2 things that they remembered about the book. That is working towards the ability to demonstrate a knowledge of the main idea and the details, or the main topic and the details. Now it's time for us to read our second book of the night. I like to call these pattern readers. You might have seen what's known as leveled readers coming home with your child from school. These are books that usually have a predictable pattern of text. And the mission with this book is to foster independence and confidence with her reading. I'm going to encourage Lexi to hold the book, to turn pages on her own, to make sure she is holding the book right side up, and to touch each word as we read it. Now, I will be modeling these things as we start out, and eventually those responsibilities will fall to her. Um, when your child does pick up on the pattern, and they may or may not right away, they usually get really excited and want to take over and don't want you to have anything to do with it. But if your child's taking a little longer, you can support them by pointing to the pictures for cues, or to have them read it with you and go very slowly so they can kind of hear what you're about to say. But these books are just great for building their confidence. I wonder if I can do this one all by myself.
I can do it.
You're going to do it? Okay, move my finger.
Can see my two bags.
You did it all by yourself. Can you do it without my finger this time?
Uh-huh.
Okay. We're going to be on this page. Hold the book. You're going to read to me.
Can see my green bag.
You did it. I'm so proud of you. Okay, let's look at this one.
Can see my black bag.
Whoa. These books may not have meaty comprehension questions attached to them. You can still ask some simple questions. I think Lexi and I were counting the bugs and talking about what colors they were, which one was our favorite. So just very basic questions to practice the Q&A of reading a book that they will encounter in the classroom. There are many series of these available. I myself have found them at some libraries, although it's kind of inconsistent. Really dive into those books before you check them out if they are to be used for the purpose of fostering independent practice. They are at different levels. These are level A. Scholastic has a lot of really good ones, and there are some other companies too. So I will do my best to link those to this video so you can go shopping if you want to. Lexi's last book choice of the night is a wild card. I usually only give her about 5 or 6 to choose from because it can be really overwhelming for children if they have to go over and sit in front of their bookshelf and look at all of these options and pick just one. That would be hard for some adults. It can also really give them another reason to procrastinate going to sleep. So we don't want to do that. So the last book of the night is totally about loving reading. It's okay if they just do a picture walk through it. If they just want to look at the pictures, if they want you to read it aloud, if they want to see what they can learn from the diagrams, if it's a nonfiction, or from the photographs, that's great. We just want them to focus on book selection and engagement. And you know what? It's okay if the book is a little bit babyish for them, because independent reading eventually should be fast, fun, and easy. So if it's something that's below their reading level, that's okay. I can tell you, I know I've read things that were way below my reading level by choice, and maybe not the most intellectually stimulating. I bet you have too. This seems like a good time to point out that there is nothing wrong with your child picking those old favorites that you know they have memorized, because every time they pick that book up, they're probably learning something different from it. For example, they may have just been calling the words that they've heard you say 100 times the first time they pick it up on their own, but the next time they might be practicing that one-to-one correspondence, and eventually they might be seeing a word that's repeated many times throughout the book and making associations. So there's always something to be gained from engaging with that book. Now it's time for some real talk. If you know that it has been that kind of day and you just cannot bring your best self to the party, or Maybe your child cannot bring their best self to the party. They've been bringing something else all day long. I give you permission to make the call. There is nothing wrong with skipping a night or abbreviating it and just doing one of the 3 books. It's just fine. I am not just the teacher in your corner, I'm the mom in your corner, and I promise you, I have been there many, many times. Don't want to go back, but I know I will. My hope for you is that after viewing this video, you feel a sense of weight lifted off your shoulders. I hope that now you understand you do not have to teach. You just have to read, engage, and have fun with your little ones. And the learning will be an awesome side effect. If you know other moms who could use this information, please help me out by sharing, liking, and subscribing to this video channel. And if you have other topics that you would like help with from the teacher in your corner, drop me a note in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Best of luck and happy reading.